Good morning. This is Arlene Wilson, Yates County Master Gardener, with another episode of How My Garden Grows. So I wanted to share a couple little tips with you. We're feeling that nip in the air, and some areas in our region are calling for a frost warning this weekend. So the frost warning is that fourth quarter, 3-minute whistle. If you're a football person, that means this season is just about over. The summer growing, that's my mask. This summer growing is just about over. So now you need to start prepping. So let's talk briefly about some of the things that you can do with some of the things that are in your garden. So as you can see, my garden has just a few tomato plants. And so this is going to be the weekend I've got to pull up those tomato plants. And so right now they're pretty healthy, right? So if you have a compost pile, this is a great time to compost the plants, the leaves and the stems. So I have the cherry tomatoes here and the regular tomatoes, two of those. I have the okra, and it just didn't make it. It caught a hold too late, so that's something that can be composted. So what I'm going to do with those, particularly the tomatoes, I tend to, I don't compost, but if you have a compost pile, perfect. Those are going to get tossed. But the green tomatoes I wanted to talk about in particular. We're getting to a point, we're having a strange confluence right now. Surprisingly, with the wildfires in California, their air quality is so bad. But as the winds and clouds move from west to east, we are getting a little bit of impact. So if you'll notice, our skies tend to be a little hazier sometimes. Can't see the stars as clearly at night. And that's because we're getting a little bit of that particulate matter coming into our atmosphere. Why do I bring that up with gardening? Because that's going to impact how much direct sun and sunny hours your fruit are going to have to green up on the vine. They're not going to have as much time. Plus, we're getting a little cooler. So this week, if you're going to have that frost warning, anything in the 30s, now's the time to go ahead and pick those green tomatoes. And you're thinking, well, what am I going to do with these green tomatoes? Here, my favorite friend, a paper bag. So, oh, move away, wasp. So what you want to do is you want to put these tomatoes in any paper bag, and then you want to close that paper bag up, just gently fold it closed. And you want to make sure that you label the bag so you remember there's tomatoes in there. And then what I would also suggest, I would suggest you actually put a reminder on your phone. I love technology for that. It's great. So anything I need to do, I put it in my calendar with a reminder. So a week from now, put a reminder, check on the tomatoes. 2 weeks from now, put a reminder, check on tomatoes. You have an alarm feature, put it in your alarm. Tomato checking. Maybe next week, Thursday, if you pick them today or tomorrow. And then you can reset that alarm for the following week. And at least in 2 weeks, you'll have red tomatoes. Not quite as juicy and lush as on the vine, but what you would get, still a better quality than what you would get in the store. So you'll have, again, right up through October, mid-October, even late October if you're lucky, to enjoy those tomatoes. And again, now is tomato season. So I was chatting with some of my friends. We do a little Facebook chat on Friday mornings, and one of them was talking about getting an immersion blender, and you can make a creamy tomato soup. You can add other vegetables, roast your tomatoes, roast your peppers, your onions, roast your garlic, throw that in there, and hit it with the immersion blender, a little vegetable broth, and you've got a wonderful soup. I had that at a local business in Penn this week, and it was amazing. I might as well say the Flower Shop. Flower Shop had amazing pureed tomato soup with roasted vegetables. It was awesome. Made me want to go out and get an immersion blender. So that's going to be on the weekend to-do list. But yeah, this is the time. So pick the zucchini and go ahead and cook up some things. Pick the peppers, pick the cukes if you still have cukes. Get all that together. And then if you've done that second planting, um, this is the time to get you a little row cover, get you a little nice little clear plastic tarp, get you a little light gauzy kind of sheet or caftan to throw over those fall greens because we don't want them to die behind that frost. If you're hanging in there with your squash, your acorn squash, your butternut squash, you might want to throw a little tarp over them as well. There's residual radiant heat from the ground, so the soil isn't going to be 30 degrees, 37 or 35. The soil might be in the 50s or the 40s, and so you want that heat to hold and kind of blanket your garden crops, your garden produce. So you want to be prepared. Keep a close eye on the weather so you can continue to enjoy your garden. And so that was my tip for today. So again, you have a good day, happy gardening, and enjoy your weekend. Take care.